Okay, Pickleball Hosted Housing. We have Zane Navratil with us today, the number 2 singles player in the world, making some time for us today. So welcome, Zane.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. And number
Yeah,
two for me, more hours, but I have a feeling that Jay's taken me over in singles after this. He's played a couple tournaments in a row and done pretty well, so he might be the new number two.
well, um, it has been a very impressive road that you have ridden on, and the success that you have created. I know that I posted that you were going to be on the show, and we got many comments about people really just love you. They love your integrity, your kindness, your sense of humor. So I know that you have a lot of fans out there.
Yeah, I just think they probably don't know me well enough. Once you really get to know me, then you realize that I'm a little bit of an a-hole, but only once you get to know me. But yeah, so it's all a facade.
So, well, all right. Well, okay. So, but has it been interesting dealing with the celebrity aspect of this? Because people are just excited to see you. They're excited to take clinics with you. They're excited to hear this. So, is that a bit of an adjustment? Is it a strange thing to get used to?
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's 100% strange, right? I mean, and to be work, I'm more or less famous within a very specific niche, right?
Yeah.
Um, so the nice part is, right, if when I'm at a pickleball tournament, I'm a, pickleball celebrity or whatever. People know who I am at pickleball, and it's really cool, right? I
Yeah.
never would have thought that would be a possibility in my life to be kind of like famous. But the nice part is, as soon as I step outside of pickleball, nobody knows who I am again, which is great. It's a nice little balance. I was just having a conversation the other day with somebody where it must be incredibly difficult to be an A-list celebrity that is recognized everywhere because there's no stepping back from whatever sphere they're in. Everybody knows them.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're
It can
always
be tough.
on. You're always noticed, so you always, it would probably be hard to relax.
Yeah, to a certain extent. But I try to just kind of be myself when I'm in public, and that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. Hey, is there any way when we first started, we kind of had better sound, and I feel like I'd like you to be a little bit louder if possible.
Oh, be a little louder. Okay,
Oh
I can be
yeah.
a little
Oh,
louder.
oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Yes, everybody. So
Sure,
Zane
I'll
is
try.
he is driving right now, and so that's why we're not having the audio here. But so he's got a half hour. You had a clinic this morning, and then where are you going right now? Where's your next clinic?
I'm sorry. Could you?
Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, we lost him. Okay, well, there is Zane's picture. I have a feeling he's going to be coming back. But what I was just talking to him about is that he's fit us in. He has a half hour in between clinics, and he's driving from one to the next. And um, so we got him on this time. There he is. He's back again.
I hear
Okay.
you way better now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What
Okay.
was the last question?
Now we're looking at your car.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
We'll turn that off.
Okay, okay. Don't get any accidents on our behalf. But okay, so let's. I want to get into a couple things. So first of all, you started pickleball, and tell me what was that road like? What were the things that you had to grapple with and that you had to deal with in your starting the game and really coming into pickleball? What were some of the things that were the obstacles for you?
Yeah, well, my dad initially brought me to the Cesar Chavez Center in Racine, Wisconsin, and I was a tennis player, so my initial obstacle was the fact that I was a total banger. I just wanted to hit everything hard. So I started playing. I started playing the right way and started to get a little bit better. But then there was one guy at the Cesar Chavez Center that started to try and enforce the senior rule. Right, I was playing during my winter break during senior only time. Right, you had to be 50 and over to go play. I missed the age requirement by a couple years. But so for a little while, I was like pickleball homeless. I wanted to play, but there was nowhere to play in the winter. So yeah, I'd say that after my reluctance to get on the court the very first time, I'd say that was my first obstacle. And then the pickleball homelessness was the second obstacle.
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit there. Uh-oh, we lost him again. Well, okay, so I'm sure he will be back. Oh, there you are. Oh, he's coming. So it's interesting because he was saying that his issue was he was banging too much from tennis. So I'm wondering if that is it because in tennis that's what you do is hit hard shots, or is it because you have a little wiffle ball and it's just so tempting to hit it hard? I wonder about that. Okay, well, oh wait, let's see. Oh, there you are. Okay. Oh, hi Zane. Are you back?
Hey, yeah, I'm back right away.
Okay,
Sorry,
very good. Oh, sorry. Okay, I have to add you back in.
Okay.
You guys, we are trying our best to make this good for you. Zane's driving. We are time limited, but okay, we're going to keep going here. But
Yeah, my
question,
apologies.
Yeah, not your fault. I was going to ask you. So, as far as being a banger coming from tennis, is it because tennis players just hit the ball that way, or is it because you're playing with a wiffle ball and it's just so fun to hit it hard? What's the natural? What's the inclination to wanting to bang? Where does that come from?
Yeah, it's I mean, the ball looks like it's coming so slowly. Anytime you have a ball coming that slowly in tennis, you want to just hit the crap out of it. So, yeah.
Okay, wait. You're not talking about when it's hit fast at you.
Well, it seems like it's coming slowly on, obviously on the dink shot, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
It seems like you can do whatever you want with that ball, even if it's not always the case.
So it's just so tempting and juicy, you just can't help yourself.
Exactly. You can't hold back.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the other questions I had for you is I know, beginning and sometimes intermediate players are really intimidated by the whole banging. It's scary. So what is your advice for those people who have those concerns?
Stay in there. It's a wiffle ball, right? No matter how hard you get hit, it doesn't really hurt all that much. And I can understand it is somewhat scary, right? Like ball coming at you quickly. But think about worst case scenario. It won't hurt. It might sting for a sec, but it won't hurt all that much. And when somebody is banging at you, think about like fighters, right? If you're in a boxing match with somebody, where are they going to punch you, right? They're either going to punch you in the stomach or in the head. So you know where you are vulnerable. And the same is true in pickleball, right? You know where you're vulnerable. Protect your upper body because the net has you protected below. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, and I know that's going to help a lot of people hearing that. So you sent me a little bit of your background. Sorry, I'm going to our next subject. We've got a lot to cover here, so I'm just going to keep it moving. And
we're moving.
Okay, we're moving. But so you got your first job with Deloitte and Touche.
Indeed, yeah.
And, yeah, my husband has a dear friend who worked with them, and eventually he left. So it's like I recognize, like, oh, there's that name. But it sounds like you had a really high-powered job with a master's degree in accounting, and then you left to do your sports. So was that a large decision to make, or what? Oh,
Um,
oh,
it was in the
you
middle
kind of.
of obviously.
Oh, Zane, you're cutting out. Hold
Sorry.
on. Okay.
Can you hear me a little bit better?
Oh, perfect. Yes. Okay. Did you hear my question?
Okay. Yep, I got you.
Okay.
So it wasn't an easy decision, obviously, especially in the middle of kind of coronavirus. The auditing job was about as stable as it gets. But I just
Yeah.
figured that I had a time sensitive opportunity. Um, Pickleball was something that I can only really do at a professional level when I'm young, and the accounting and auditing background is something that can help me for forever. So it was a time sensitive opportunity, and if I didn't do it, I think I would have regretted it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, that makes sense. Okay, and I have another question. It's kind of weird, but like I'm a literature English major, and we always look for connections between things. Like when you read books, look for symbolism and look for the underlying pattern. So here's my question: how have you applied your background in accounting? What skills did you have there that you bring to pickleball? Is that too weird, or
No, I think I get what you're saying.
yeah,
I'm definitely like a numbers person, and so I'm always kind of thinking about the percentages of a shot, right? Whether it's something that works more often than not, and situations and whatnot. So I'm always thinking about kind of the numbers on of success, right? So I'd say maybe that's my connection.
okay, so can you explain that in a little more detail? So,
Sure. So like I'm always thinking about on my serve, right? I'm known for my serve. I hit it really hard and I do a lot of other crazy stuff with it too. But I also miss a lot. I probably miss more than I'm sure I miss more than most players. But is the risk to reward ratio worth it, right? What
yeah,
is the what's the likelihood of a successful outcome? Um
yeah,
like if I'm maybe I miss 10% of my serves, but maybe that generates me more
yeah,
errors from the other side, right? So I'm always thinking of the risk to reward, and I put it in kind of numbers in my head.
that's it.
I don't have an
Um,
I don't have an exact number. Like my
yeah,
my service percentage is 91.68%. I have no idea, but I'm thinking of
yeah,
it that way.
yeah, yeah. So if your number's higher, you miss 10% of your serves, but you're successful in generating points with 50%, which is very high. Yeah, then maybe it's still worth it, even if you are, missing 10%.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you win more points on your return, right? It's more difficult to score points on your serve. Can
Yeah,
we kind of agree with that? Because you have to hit the third shot drop, and it's tougher. So, I mean, even if you miss, let's say there's only two outcomes of your serve: you hit a winner, or you make an error, right?
yeah,
So if it's a 1-to-1 trade off of winner to error, I would say that's good, right? Because it's more difficult to win points on your serve than it is returning. So,
yeah.
but
Sure.
obviously that's a very oversimplified example.
Yeah. Do you keep stats on to help shape your game? Like keep stats on different areas of your performance so that you can look back, or do you have somebody watching and keeping track of that? so you can do an analysis later.
I wish I had the budget for that.
Yeah.
I do not. Actually, there's been a couple of friends that have dug into certain patterns and whatnot. They've thought about it a little bit, and I've definitely thought about it while I've been on the court, but nothing statistically like backed up yet.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. It seems like they do that in all the other professional sports. Basketball players. It's how many rebounds, how many assists, how many. I don't know. I just it'd be interesting to see. Since you're a numbers
I'm
guy,
sure
I'm not a numbers person. Like, but
I'm sure if we had, millions of people watching us online, they'd probably somebody would be catching some stats. But
yeah,
in terms of right now, the reason why all this stuff isn't captured is because there's no real incentive to do so. Right? I mean,
hmm,
monetarily. So who's going to go put in the effort, the time and effort to go track your third shot drop percentage or
yeah,
whatever if there's no kind of return, right? In the NBA, it's interesting to show those statistics, and players get paid based on how much, like what their shooting percentage is, right?
yeah.
There's no equivalent to pickleball quite yet.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Well, okay, and so let's have our last question then be touching on this, and that is so in your perspective and looking at pickleball, where we've come from, how it's developed, where we're at now, and then where we're going. So what do you see as a difference between, let's say, where we are now and where you think it's going?
I mean, I've been somewhat involved in the sport for 8 years. I've been heavily involved for about 3 years. And I mean, just between the time that I started in 2013 and now, the game's changed astronomically, both in the way that it's played and the attention around the pro game, right?
That's
Um,
okay. Okay, that word astronomically. Okay, how has it changed astronomically in how it's played? I mean, we all see the growth. It's crazy, exciting, crazy. But how is it? Yeah, how has the game changed?
yeah, I mean, there's basically when I was starting, it was dink wars, and you wait until you get a pop up until you attack the ball, and you get up to the kitchen line and you never back up, and you only hit third shot drops, and you just get your serve in. um, all those things have kind of changed. Now you see people attacking from below the level of the net. You see people backing up off of the kitchen line. You see people um, hitting their serve hard and all types of stuff. So I mean, the game has changed. Rolling volleys, body shots, hand quickness, all types of stuff. Just the way the game is played and just the level at which the game is played is night and day. I mean, I think if you took the best player from 2013, and they probably would not be a top 50 player right now, I would guess. Um, just I mean just the way that the game has evolved, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I think of Dave Weinbach as an example, because he was like, he's from my area, he's from Wisconsin, and he was a very very good player back in 2013. And
yeah,
Dave's game has come a long way since then, right? He's
yeah,
gotten loads better. I would say Dave right now is a phenomenal player, still a very good pro player. His game, had it not evolved, currently he wouldn't be a top 50 player. Now, his game has evolved. So does that make sense? If
100%.
if
Yeah,
Dave from 2013 was transplanted to our game right now, he would be like, he would not be top of the top, but he has evolved.
yeah. Well, don't you think that with the huge influx of the population, you're getting, so many variables into the game, and you're getting different kinds of people, and so you have human creativity, you have human ingenuity, and the varying backgrounds, and it's just going to keep evolving. And of course, you're right in the center of the hurricane, so you're seeing it, and you're perpetuating that change. You're doing your part. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh,
The more quickly you're going to kind of figure out the meta,
oh,
the way.
oh. Okay. We are. Oh wait, hey, Zane. Okay, we lost your last. We lost your last sentence there. You said something about the meta. We did not hear any of that.
Gotcha. So as more people play the game, right, there's just going to be more people trying to figure out the right way to do things.
Yeah.
Tons of people play basketball, which is why you've seen the shooting form continue to improve. Or I don't know. I don't know much about basketball, but the more people that play a sport, the more likely it is to figure out the right way to do things.
Yeah.
And some creativity works, right? A couple people do some things differently, and then people start to emulate it, right? Like the serve. I emulated Morgan Evans's serve. I changed it a little bit. For whatever reason, nobody ever copied it before me. And now a ton of people are copying it, giving me credit just because I did something slightly different by serving it off of my paddle with the chainsaw serve. Now everybody's sort of copying it when it's really just a different way of generating spin. And generating spin is something that Morgan Evans has been doing for years.
Yeah. That makes total sense. And you know what? It is. We've got 3 minutes to 3. I know you're probably landing there, not landing, arriving at your clinic. And can you just tell us, what do we have to look forward to see from you? Do you have some tournaments coming up? What's your next big tournament that where we can be watching you?
Yeah, I'm playing the USA Pickleball tournament in Newport Beach at the beginning of July. So I'm looking forward to that one. Getting to play with Jay Divier and Jill Braverman. So that'll be a fun day for sure. Yeah. So.
Oh, so is Jay the one who you think might be number 2 now?
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah. Okay. Now, are you playing singles? Do you ever play doubles?
Yeah, I play doubles. Yes, I play doubles.
Yeah, and who is your male partner and who is your female partner?
I'm playing with Jay as my doubles partner and Jill Braverman.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. It should be a good time.
Yes. Well, we will be enjoying watching you and cheering you on. And I really appreciate all of your input and everything that you're doing, and I'm very excited for you and all these great things that are happening.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it, and thanks for bearing with me through the technical difficulties. I'm glad that we were able to do it, and sorry for the connection issues on my end.
Yep. Well, okay. Well, I look forward to doing it again at some point in the future. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.